Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video I'll be showing you guys how to cut a short with elastic waistline. I used my hip circumference divided by 2 plus 5 inches to fold this fabric across. So the first thing we'll do is we will measure our top line for this our fabric and we will roll it, and I'm using this beautiful print here. I hope you guys can see when I place my chalk on it, using 2 inches for my elastic casing. So I'll come from my top line here and measure 2 inches here. I'll do the same thing on this side. After measuring my 2 inches, I'm going to rule it across. I want my short to be 20 inches. I will mark my 20 inches from my 2-inch mark here. I'll mark it this way down. I'll mark it also on this side. My hemming allowance will be 2 inches. The thing we'll do is determine our crotch, how long our crotch should be. To get that, you divide your hip by 4. Whatever you get, you measure it from here. You form a square with it, and I have 11. So I have my 11 inches here. I'll also measure 11 inches on this side to form my box. Okay, so this is 11 inches, and on my waistline too, I'll measure 11 inches. And then what I'll do is I'll also roll it across. So this is the square theory. Now we have 11 inches as the box for our crotch depth. Okay, now from this my crotch line, I'll go up by 2 inches, and this will give me my hip line. Okay, I have my waistline, my hip line, and my crotch line. Now, for us to get our crotch extension, we are going to divide our hip measurement by 20, and this is for the front. My hip measurement divided by 20 will give me 2.2, so I'll mark it after this 11 inches here. Then I'll mark 1 inch or half an inch sewing allowance. Now, on our hip point here, on the 11-inch mark, we'll go out by 0.25. This will help us have a good curve. I have my 0.25 here. The next we'll be doing is we'll connect this our half-inch sewing allowance all the way to this point, and you can use your curve or can use your free hand. And now on my waistline, I will not be touching it. I'll be using my hip measurement divided by 4 on my waistline because I'm using an elastic. Now on here, I'm going to add my half-inch seam allowance all the way on this side so that I can connect it to this crotch. After doing this, the next thing we'll do is we'll determine our thigh circumference. And for your thigh, is just wherever you want your short to get to. You measure the circumference of that place. And for me, I have 12.5. Okay, I will also add my half an inch sewing allowance. You can make yours 1 or you can make yours half an inch. And then I will join. You can use your ruler or use your curve. Now on this hem allowance here, on this part, we don't want it straight, so it's not short when we are trying to fold. I'll just extend it all the way from my main length. I'll extend it this way, and then our front piece is ready. The next thing we need to do is cut this out and cut our back piece. So after cutting out the front, I folded fabric so we can cut the back, right? And then I'm going to place my front on this fabric, and I have about 2 inches on the top here that I will use for my back extension. So I will extend the front crotch this way. So after the extension, I'll come on the top of this my waist here at the top. I'll go up by 2 inches and I'll mark it. Okay, now I'll connect these 2 inches all the way to this point here. I've raised my back waistline. Now the next thing we'll be doing is we'll come here back on the waistline by 2 inches, not from the half-inch allowance that we left, no, but on the main line we'll come up by 2 inches, on the crotch area also by 2 inches, on this curve by 2 inches. And now to get our crotch width, what we'll do is we'll be dividing our hip measurement by 10 for the back. Remember, for the front we did hip divided by 20, but for the back we'll be doing hip divided by 10. So now from this our line here, this our crotch line here, my hip divided by 10 is 4.4. So I'm going to measure 4.4 here, starting from this 11 inches that we have here. I'll measure 4.4, right, for my back crotch, and then I will mark. Then I'm going to add my half inch for my sewing allowance. You can add 1 inch if you like. I will also come on the thigh here and I'll add 2 inches. We're adding 2 inches because we're only adding our allowance on one side of our short. Now the next thing we'll do is we'll connect this point to this 2 inches point, to this 2 inches point, and all the way to the top. So we'll place our curve this way. So guys, I lost some part of the video and I already cut out, but let me explain to you guys what I did. So for the back, what we did is to get the curve here, we went out here by 2 inches, right, and then we added half inch seam allowance, and we did this 2 inches from the main 11 inches we have on the front, not on the seam allowance, and then we added half inch seam allowance all the way. We also marked 2 inches on this side, yes, and then we added half an inch all the way, and then I used my curve ruler that I have here, and then I made my curve. And then on this side also I added 2 inches, okay, so the 2 inches that I added is also away from the half inch, right, and then I added half an inch sewing allowance. I joined it this way with my ruler all the way from the crotch line to the hem, making sure that we extended it this way, and then we cut it out. Also we drew we extended the back waistline by 2 inches, and then we came all the way from here to the edge of this place. This extension will help to cover the back of our bum. That we'll be doing now is we'll bring the two parts of the front together this way. Then we'll take to our sewing machine and sew the crotch on half an inch all the way to the top here. Do the same thing for the back, sewing the crotch this way, okay. After sewing the crotch on the back and also the crotch on the front, this is what it looks like. The next thing we'll do now is bring the front and the back crotch, have our crotch this way, making sure that it's well aligned, it's in the middle. Then we'll take to our sewing machine now and we will sew from this part of the crotch to this place, and then from this part of the crotch to this place, all the way joining. Then we would join also on the side. So guys, after sewing the sides and the crotch, this is what it looks like. I went ahead and I weaved around the waistline and also on the inside. Everywhere that I just sewed, I've gone to weave it. The next we'll be doing now is to impute our elastic, okay. Remember that we left 2 inches from the top for our elastic, and that's what we'll be folding this way. The 2 inches, we'll fold it this way. Then we'll take to our sewing machine and we will sew round, leaving just a bit of about maybe 2 inches so we can pass our elastic in. And then we'll also take this the hem to hem the area by 2 inches because that's the hemming allowance we left. So we'll fold it 2 inches inward and then we'll sew round. We'll do the same thing for the other side. Now to determine our elastic that I'll be using, it doesn't stretch so much, so I'll be subtracting 15 inches from my hip measurement, and that will give me 29 inches. So I'll be using 29 inches for my elastic. Okay guys, so I've gone ahead to hem the waist and the bottom, and this is what everything is looking like. Now I left a space here and this is where I'll be passing my elastic through. So guys, after passing the elastic, I have both ends this way. I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and sew it this way on it, back and forth, and then I'll be closing this opening that we left here, and our short is ready. Remember guys to like, comment, share and subscribe, And guys, after passing the elastic, I'm going to spread it across so the elastic is well distributed. And this is what our short looks like. This is what it looks like. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, remember to comment, like, share and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed to me yet. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.